This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
We are TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio. When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats in rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die.
What is up, everyone?
Are you off mute?
Yeah, it's not muted.
Okay, just checking.
My name is Frank Castle. I'm your Sorcerer Supreme right here every Saturday night on truthfrequencyradio.com. Thank you for joining me. And sitting off to my left tonight, my Etheric Translator, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
I've been trying desperately to get my magic wands to work on Paula. They don't. They work on everything else, though. Sorry about that. Shout outs to
No demons.
No demons here. You're so funny. Before we start every show, I'd like to send Chris and Cherie some love.
Yes.
Lots of thank yous. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here doing this like this. Not at all. So I love you. Shout outs to everybody in the chat room. What's up, Fearless family? Shout outs to the group room. Shout outs, and shout outs across the board.
Yes, and shout outs to our Fearless family and our chat room folks. You're already making me laugh.
So I turned Paula's mic up really, really loud tonight because I was listening to some of the past shows and I could see that her mic skills after 2 years. Yeah, exactly.
I have not improved.
The cat just screamed at her, looked right at her and screamed. That was great.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. It's a new timeline. New things are happening.
No, you know what it is? I only talk really, really loud when I start to get really passionate. And then basically it sounds like I'm shouting at everyone.
See,
the cat's agreeing with me.
If you like the shows on TFR, or if you like our show,
yeah,
get a subscription.
There's one really for every price point. So just pick up a subscription.
It's not expensive, and you also
because then you can listen to past shows, and you can listen to other. You can listen to other shows. You can listen to all of the Fearless shows at any time you like, because you're only allowed to hear them
for a week.
For 1 week,
it's
free.
free.
and then they get cataloged.
Yes, you got to show your support by having the awesome energy exchange. Speaking of energy exchanges. Check out IamWeAreFearless.com. Check out the t-shirts. Check out the products. Anything that you purchase 50% goes directly to the artist. And we got lots of awesome artists. And you could read a whole bunch of the stories that I've talked about on the show, my encounters with some of the beings and the different entities. And it's pretty detailed stuff. So you go there, check it out. It's like a portal to great things. And pretty soon we're going to be offering services and at-home products.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be able to connect you to more
more fearless people. Like I'm playing with the wands that I have. Right. So Rihanna gave me the wands.
Yeah, they're beautiful. We have them in a very special vase, actually, that my very dear friend, Anne with the good hair, and with the sexy hair. Yes. It's she gave me this vase a long time ago, and it's perfect for the wands because they don't tip over. It's perfectly
That's perfect.
It's perfectly balanced.
Like I've literally knocked into the corner and they haven't tipped.
Yep.
And it doesn't take up too much space. But to bring Rihanna in and her talent is going to be nice, because then people are like, yo, how do I get that? You know, some people, as an artist, this is what I found out, right? As a hip hop artist, I had to be the hip hop artist. I had to write my lyrics. I had to sometimes write their lyrics. I had to help with the presentation, the performance, the producing, which that's what you hire a producer for. We have a producer, yet I'm producing. Yet, then I got to get everyone there on time. And when you have 5 people, then you got to get everyone paid. Then you got to go book the show, get the show, go do this, go do that. Before you know it, you're just overwhelmed. And you're like, dude, I just want to rap and make music. I just want to sing on stage. That's like my talent. I'm not here to be a businessman on a level that I'm selling the product. Even though I'm selling a product, there's not enough time in the day to do all that and actually think you're going to have a good performance that night. So what I wanted to do is have like a centralized hub that people could just come and they could find
what they're looking for. Yeah.
Find what they're looking for. Right? Like a portal.
Yeah. Aren't you working
like a jump
with
station to everything?
Now
Yeah. I can't talk about it.
Oh, you can't
just
talk
yet.
about it. Okay.
But I am we have a new artist coming on board. And like I said, Rihanna's headed in. Oh, shout outs to Sergio, who's going to be
too with people.
No. Oh yeah, me and Kevin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I could talk about that all day. I love Kevin.
So you're still doing the thing that you love to do. You're just not performing it.
Yeah.
Which you don't need to do anyway.
No. So what we're doing is regaining control of the process, so I can just do what I do, right? So if I can't produce, like I don't make the actual beats, right? So if I'm making beats, it's going to take me a year to make a song because I got to learn how to do all that process. But I don't want to learn that part. That part's just not interesting to me. So what I'm saying is it will find all our interest and be able to come together and loosen up the process, right? You won't find me doing plumbing if I've got to do roofing, right?
Right.
We have all that under one roof.
You're working with people that
yes.
you want to work with.
You got to say that into the microphone.
People that you want to work with, people that are doing the things that you don't.
She was floating all the way out to the left, or no? Is that your right? My left.
I'm drinking coffee. I forget I can drink coffee next to the mic.
Oh no, we were making a joke before that we were going to do a foot bath.
Oh yeah, we were going to do foot soaks and facials, but that didn't happen.
No, because I was like, if we do it during the show, we put our feet in the buckets, and then your lip hits the microphone, and then we go out on air. We can only do this trick once, so. Oh man, that's so funny. All right, so happy Lionsgate, happy. Thank you.
Wow, she's
very vocal tonight.
Hi,
happy solar eclipse day. The energies have been quite insane.
Everyone's energy's been insane, though. Our FearLess family, people on Facebook, people we know, energy's just been flying all over the place lately.
How many people couldn't sleep last night? I was on Facebook at 3 o'clock in the morning going, I'm just watching all the people putting up, I can't sleep.
I slept like a baby.
Yeah, you slept through the whole thing. I hit the bed at 4:30 and didn't move until almost 1 o'clock this afternoon. So it was like a hyper upgrade for me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you. I didn't want to wake you. I didn't know.
I was beginning to feel, I was trying to explain this to Paula before the show, that I feel like this really weird, like just being in the environment now, being me, right? I wake up and I'm here and I feel light and weird, floaty, dreamy.
Yeah,
right?
almost
like I can't get stuff done, but everything's getting done.
Almost like a dreamlike state. Like, am I fully awake? I don't feel fully awake, but things are still getting done. I'm going through the motions, but I don't feel completely present. Yes, Roxy, good girl tonight.
You should just get her a microphone.
Yeah, I don't feel fully present. But see, I know.
But at that, all right, so I came to this conclusion a little while ago. If we're going through personal ascensions, and I'm just talking out loud, so this is just, an assumption to what's happening, is that this feeling has not been going away. There hasn't been like a new, like, oh, I'll be fine tomorrow. Like I'm riding this feeling, I think, into a new sensation to get used to it.
It's like a wave. Yeah.
And I was saying that, and that's funny you say that. This morning in bed, as I was waking, this afternoon, I thought I got hit by a wave of some kind. I jumped a little, like I made like a little weird movement, and then I got up out of bed.
Yeah.
But this feeling that I have, and I'm wondering if it has to do with time. Because when I'm in no time on the other side, remember how I say things move in
at a different pace.
At a different pace and in a different way. I'm wondering if this change that we're going through is the loss of that or the lightening of that time, that restriction that's on us in 3D going into 4 or 5D. Remember, some people are way ahead of this, and we're out far. You know, like some of us even had to have reeled ourselves back in. It's like, look, you can't keep going far because you have to do this here. This is a job meant to be here. So if you're here constantly going there and then coming back going, no, I got to go back again, and then not actually putting anything into play, you're kind of not doing it right.
Because you have to live your human life here. Because this
Etherical
is the
translation at its finest.
This is the karma that we have to work through. We have to live our lives here. So yes, we can be there, but we can't spend more time there than we spend here, because this is where we contracted.
Yes. And the idea of having a there to go to and having like a meditation or something to get you to go there is to get the idea of this. Think of it as like a game, like a video game.
But there will always be there.
Yeah, there is always there.
Is always
This
there.
is an illusion and is going to shatter.
Yes.
Okay, so going there, yes, it feels good. And I've had some people go, why don't you kill yourself? Just stay there. And why don't you just go there? I go, because I come from there. I came here. I'm not looking to go home. I'm looking to bring home here because I'm home here.
Right.
Wherever I stand is my home.
You're home here.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm.
Yes. See, she's on fire tonight.
Yeah. So getting to these places and locking in these energies and bringing this home. I mean, who's going through it?
And it really is, guys. It really is this simple. You know, it really is. It's like you choose to be here, present in this life. You know, we even make mistakes in this life. How many of us live in the past? How many of us say if we could have a redo or a do-over, we would go back to a certain age or a certain moment in time and start from there. And if we could do that, our lives would be completely different. It doesn't work like that. You can't live in the past. We are always in the now, in the present. We're always here. You know, so if you are finding yourself living in the past, slowly start pulling yourself into the present, because this is the life we get to live now.
So one of the guys I don't talk to anymore, right? It's just as you're saying this, I'm like, you know who I'm talking about. So as we do this, I would see him every day. Every day it was a problem. Mm-hmm. Every day it was annoying. But the things he said to me, which were pretty interesting, he'd go, oh, you remember like 85, bro? You used to come outside. We play around the van. We play tag. We didn't need to get high.
1985.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
and
it's a long time ago.
He's like, you remember that? And then remember when it got whack for a little bit and things got crazy and then everyone disappeared. Then the 90s started and then it got really dope again. And, you know, you could go out with your friends and pick up girls. I'm like, my dude, you're missing teeth and your hair is terrible and you're cutting people's hair and you're a mess. Your shirt's out of your pants and your underwear are up your back. I don't even know what you have going on here. But you come into the present a little bit. Yeah, that was good, but then now is good.
But
right now is awesome.
Now, if you allow it to be
no,
good.
life sucks. This is what he would say. Life sucks. No, this is some BS,
because
bro.
Because people have these crazy expectations on how they expect an event or something to be. And if it doesn't meet their expectation, they're disappointed. There should be no expectation. There should be no expectation. Just live in the moment. Live in the now. Live in the present. It's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe like that
but
no time feeling is living absolutely in that now moment.
Yes, because then you get those other people that wish their lives away and just spend time wishing how they would like things to be. Well, make them the way you want them to be.
I'll find my Prince Charming, but I'll turn down everything and act like crap to every single guy I meet. And it's like, yo, your Prince Charming came 8 times and you didn't notice it. You didn't even care.
You didn't notice. So, you know, let's take baby steps and just live in the present, live in the now. It's very difficult. Frank and I were talking about this before. Sitting outside, having a cup of coffee, sitting in the yard. That's living in the present. It doesn't have to be You don't have to spend every moment filling yourselves with activities.
Macaulay Culkin said to Joe Rogan the other day on the Joe Rogan Experience, my wife and I don't really watch TV. We have a cat and a dog, and we sit in the living room, and we watch them, and we play, and we just have fun with each other. And I'm like, don't we do that all day, all night?
Time. Honey, with the school, I'm trying to teach this squirrel how to take a nut from me. And we have like 5 or 6 different squirrels that come in the yard. So there's only the one that's really smart that'll actually come to me. But I don't see him all the time. And there are these other baby squirrels that are afraid. And then when things start getting really good and I get them to come and take a nut, Buddy will come out from the bushes and no one even knew he was there for the past 20 minutes and then start chasing the squirrel. And then the kitten will get involved, the stray kitten that we're feeding. And then the stray kitten's mama comes around that we're feeding. And then, cue another squirrel that comes.
Hold on. So,
the cardinals
and it's moment
and the
after
birds.
moment
and
after moment.
These beautiful moments, one after another.
When you watch that, yeah, I was sitting with you.
Yeah.
And you said, cue the birds or something. And they all came in at once. And I was like, wait a second. I've done stage work. It's what I've done my whole life. That's exactly what happens when you're on stage. There's a cue person off to the side, and they stand there and they go, okay, cue the fairies. The fairies run out on stage, cue the angels. The angels come out right on time. And I'm like, how is that perfect timing always happening now?
Because if you're
See that statement,
attention,
if I said it fast, why is this always happening now?
Because if you're paying attention
why is it
to
happening
the
now.
And you're paying attention to being present in your own life, you'll see so many beautiful things that happen right in front of you. And I know people are like, oh, that sounds gay. No, it's true. You just watch these beautiful things and I know I sounded a little bit politically incorrect before, but you can watch these beautiful things happen all around you, and they don't have to be these big epic things.
Right.
I mean, it's just life.
I want to address something here about exactly what we're talking about too, living moment by moment. You have to release other stuff to be like that. Okay, so don't be afraid to release anything. Shout outs to Rob, by the way. What's up, my man? And stick around for Beyond the Veils up next, then Paranormal Portal, then Into the Microcosm with Jimmy Jean. Everyone on the TFR lineup's just so dope. But you have to release this. Just let it go. There's nothing to fear. The loss that you feel is just you actually releasing it. You're not losing anything. You never forget about it. You don't not have it in your memory banks. Right. It's just not resting on your shoulders. Like the world is on your shoulders because this thought is so intensely heavy. You have to learn to let go. And I'm not picking on any one person. I'm just saying, learn to just let it all go.
We were just talking about this.
Like nothing's actually being taken from you. It's actually like a program being removed from you. And you're like, that's mine, give it back. But that's the ego screaming. That's like saying, when they removed everything from me, my fractals, everything was removed. I transmuted. I was like, bro, I'm not me anymore. And they were like, did you forget any of those things? And I'm like, no, not at all. I know everything that was. And they're like, right, we just took it off of you, like out of your shell. It's still, you still know all. It's just not a part of you. It's almost like energetically had to be removed because it's filling up space that could be filled with new things, more important things. That's why people report feeling like Swiss cheese after ayahuasca. Like I'm holy.
Oh,
how do I fill this?
Yeah. How do I fill these holes?
Because you've never had
I felt like I had
the
space.
Thoughts in your head. So now you feel holy because there's holes in you. No, your blockages were removed. They removed the garbage, the crap, the stuff that makes you sit there and wonder and blunder and waste time and
weighs you down.
Weighs you
down.
All the stuff that makes you scared and the psychologically makes you recreate situations that don't even exist. And then you're like, no, I can't do this because everyone's looking and then this person will hate me. And then, get off of that track immediately. Everyone just get off that track. Jump right off. No one's judging you. And if they are, just hold the mirror to them. Just let them, don't say a word. Just go with love. So old timelines are collapsing. They're being removed. So last week feels like 2 years ago. I don't even remember. Right? Like our upgrades are happening at such an exponential rate.
I know. Time is going by very, very quickly.
Because the fractals are gone.
I feel it too. I feel like I can't believe for myself that 3 years has gone by with us.
Wow.
And yet it feels like forever. It's only 3 years, but it feels like a very, very, very long time. It feels like we've always been together.
Never not been. That seems to be the connections. We seem to be, and I noticed this last week. I don't know if it's a tightening up or more of a closeness. Those that are meant to get close are going to get closer. Those that are going to be those that need to go
are going
to be removed.
Maybe not forever, but for a while, and then they'll come back.
Yeah,
People come and go all the time.
You never truly lose anything.
No, it's what you need at the time. I just reconnected. I went out with my friends the other night. I had a great time, and I miss them. I really, really, in my heart, I do. I miss them, and I want to spend more time with them. But I had to be at a point when I felt I wanted to be with them. You know, I don't want to half be there and then be somewhere else in my head. It shouldn't
feel like a struggle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be at this restaurant, yet I have to be here.
Yeah,
and I want to nobody even
Yes, I want to do the things that I want to do, and I want to be present in the things that I want to be a part of. I want to be present for the things that I want to be a part of.
Yes. And see, people now are saying it feels like we know each other for lifetimes.
Yes,
I just met some of you, and I'm closer with you guys than I am with the guys I grew up with. And we used to fight so intensely in the parks. At any point, we could have died. We had that bro camaraderie and that great love and the street reaction.
You also didn't have?
A month ago, I met some of you, and I'm absolutely head over heels in love with the relationships budding.
There's no judgment. No one judges you for thinking the way you think or saying the things that you say. You believe it or you don't. Frank sees entities, he sees beings all day long in the shower, while he's doing dishes, while we're having dinner, while we're watching a movie. It's the way it is. You believe it or you don't. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant in anyone's life but his. It doesn't matter whether or not you believe it. If there's a piece of this that you take away that you can walk away with and apply to your daily life, that's what we want. We want you to be able to hear this story and take a little piece of it away with you. If you love us, that's great. If you don't like us, that's unfortunate. But that's how it is. Yeah. You go on with your life. You move on.
Everyone has their path and their journey, and it's not for everyone.
Move on.
Yeah. Don't sit in the drama.
Do what you have to do. Continue.
There's nothing to see here. Move it along, right? You don't need to see my identification.
There's always something to see here. I know. There's always something going on.
My sight has been getting stronger, and weird things have been happening. Literally, I'm going to use my sight as an example because I see all day, all night, right? I just tap in and see him. Jimmy and I, Shaman Jimmy, awesome. I got to get him on the show. We talk about it going from like, if you were to take 3 hits of DMT, what it looks like, or if you were in the middle of like 5 grams of mushrooms or a full blast of ayahuasca, or however it is you decide to get there. But the visual, when you're convinced 1,000% something else is happening right in front of you, you're visually seeing it. It feels more real than where you just were. Okay, so we judge it on that visual, right? On a 1 to 100%. Or 0 to 1. So we're like between 20 and 15% all the time. More. Right? So I'm like, yeah, it's been jumping lately. It's more like 30% to 40 all day. Right? And then he goes, have you had the 100%? And I go, the other day, it happened for 1 second. I saw a hand coming out of the background, and I put my hands up because it looked like a car was going to hit me. I had my eyes closed, and it came out 100%, and the hand just opened and handed me. I didn't take it with my physical hands. It looked like a spirit hand, took it from the being, and I went, oh, thank you. And it went away. And I said, no, come back. And then they were like, no, that's you. That's you doing that.
Yeah.
Well, you're like, come back. Like you're trying to drag it back to you. Meanwhile, you're leaving. It's you.
You who
and then
you who went, you who left.
I was so weak afterwards, though. I was weak from seeing that physically. And I realized, like, I hurt in weird places from it. And I said, I think I could do that again. Because
it was like a workout. You just don't realize it.
This is what I'm getting at. It's the intensity
of a workout.
Of holding the ability. You already have it. And then you use it, and it's like a strain, like a muscle strain on all the body parts that you'd be using to do this because you've never done it before. So as soon as you're finished, it's like, whoa, that was intense. But I go, well, I need like a few minutes before I could even try something like that again. And then I'm going to do it again. And this is the practice and the routines that I go through daily. And you see me going through this. So it's constantly enhancing it. And now with the new energies, we're off the charts now. Before the show, I asked for no interruptions for tonight. Like for this show, I saw that there was problems earlier. Yeah. I was listening to the show. I was going, and I hear it dropping out. And I'm going, I don't want to see this no more. I don't want no more issues for the shows tonight. Let's stop that. And I could see the frequency of truth frequency. And I put a barrier around it. And I told you the bubble came around me, the house, you here, right up through. And I'm like, I don't think nothing's going to get involved. And I could see the blue frequency lines, and I've never seen it so intense before. And then I turned to look back at it again, and it was still there. So now it's beginning to work. And when we get back from the break, I'm going to tell you about the little twinkle lights I've been seeing all over the place. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. This is Fearless, and I'm Frank Castle, and that's Paula Milo, and we're awesome, and so are you. Let's upgrade together. We'll see you in a minute.
Real people, real radio.
Initiating the truth frequency.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Am I awake or is this a dream? A fantasy of where I'd rather be. So come and talk with me. Come and walk with me. Is this a wake-up call from my reality? Have you seen my friends? Have you seen my girl? Wake me up from this. I'm trapped in this world.
That's right, we are back. I'm Frank Castle. I'm here with my beautiful translator, Paula Milo. And don't forget to go to IamWeAreFearless.com for all this great stuff that's there. Go check it out.
Buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. All right, check it out. I want you guys to start sticking to your guns. A lot of us, especially Leos, put their heart on their sleeve, right? They wear it. And they're constantly reaching because they feel they can help, right? And you're constantly getting, like, as I would say, your arms chopped off, right? I keep reaching out to help because you keep it's apparent that you need help and you're asking for help pretty much. And then you help, and then you get screwed constantly over and over.
Because sometimes people just want you to listen. They don't want you to help.
Right. Now, there's more to this, though, than that.
Okay.
All right. There's this, like, repeating cycle people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same guy we were talking about earlier is just a repeating cycle of mess, right?
Yes.
Repeating over and over and over and over. He's the only one doing it. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, ringing the phone 10 times a day, screaming at me, where are you, bro? I thought, and this and that. And then, what, do you hate me? And blah, 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 blah. It was drama constantly. I'm like, dude, you're calling me at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed at 4 o'clock. Oh, I don't know. So I'm trying. And then I get up, and it's just mess. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Then 2 hours pass. And then when it's like, I'll be there in, 15 minutes, he shows up in a minute. And he's pacing outside. I'm just like, see, my energy's all worked up over it. I'm like, all right, check it out. You're out.
Yeah.
100%. You're out. Yeah. So he was like, what do you want?
A little break from the friendship. Yeah.
What are you saying? You want to fight me? No, I want you to leave. I want you to leave permanently.
Stop
whatever. Stop calling me. Stop coming around here. Stop doing anything. Okay. So my father used to do this. He used to take people in kind of. My mother kind of did this. Take people in on a whim for their one for the religious end, one for feeling bad for other people. And all I did was get beat with with fake stuff about Jesus on one end and then robbed on the other end by having the wrong people around me in my house. And these repeating cycles, my mother, my father, they would keep getting screwed over. Their things would get stolen, broken, lost, missing. People would have their problems all over their house, their energies, their this, their that. You see, it's driving me nuts talking about it because it's not around me anymore and I don't want no part of it. But check it out. Paula was making a joke. Yo, did he call you yet? And I'm like, yo, he called me 6 times. Right? And she's like, you didn't answer the phone? I'm like, nope. So then a week passed and we were making jokes.
Yeah, we were making jokes about it.
And then you said, did he call you? I go, it's funny. He called me 3 times today. Right? And it just keeps going and going. And then he got a new number. And I said, he wrote me. He said, hey, this is my new number. Check it out. You can hit me at this number.
Here, yeah.
So call me as soon as, and then on the new number, ring, 3, 4, 5 times. No, he's got no connection to me other than he's a neighbor. I see him, but we're men.
Yeah, and you want to be friendly. But
I want to
really
be friendly. I grew up
friendly.
with you. You live right there, right? And I can't, right? So I was at my grandparents. Now I'm using me as the example, guys. So please don't, whatever. I'm sitting outside with my brother. And he comes walking down the street. And he goes, hey, what's up? And I don't even look at him. I send him love internally and don't even look up because looking up would bring him over.
Yeah.
Then the fight. He's not a dummy. He's a normal guy for the Bronx. Kind of.
Yeah, he's just a needy individual.
All right, so my point is this,
very needy.
Not to judge him, but his energy and flow and everything about him was ruining just moments in my life, wasting my time, drama for no reason. Oh, you were doing this? Why would you do that, bro? What's wrong with you? I'm like, bro, I haven't left my house in 2 days. What are you talking about? I do meditations and I just relax. What is this? This is meditation stuff. Maybe I should look into it and check. I'm like, you got to go. All right, so now he's gone, right?
It feels good.
Yo, it feels great.
I'm happy.
Okay, so my point is this. Look, I stuck to my guns finally.
You did.
Instead of answering the phone because he's, it's my guy. Come on.
It's your neighbor. Yeah.
So I hope you understand this metaphor from me to you out there because I have a feeling as these timelines change and fade away.
Everyone's going to let a lot go.
There's a lot of pressure and like boiling points. And where normally in my past, right, I'd want to choke somebody, choke myself, do stupid things as a Bronx guy. I'm so further from that than I've ever been. And I'm just observing it and saying this does not work for me, period. And then sometimes you have to take those extra steps, Girls that have stalker boyfriends know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like sometimes you got to just take that extra step, but I don't want you here anymore. Okay, so the timelines collapse and that goes. New things start to happen since we're heading towards optimum timelines. Yeah. Okay. I told Paula what we were going to talk about coming out of break, and she's like, are you kidding me? So I'm going to try to talk about this in a really weird way. And yes, Julie, I think that, I don't know, like it's NPC. I don't know if he's an NPC. Sometimes creators are just corrupted. Right, you have your light in there, but the programs
are NPC because he doesn't understand.
But some people get stuck in loops as well.
He's definitely stuck in a loop, and he's definitely stuck in a very selfish. This is what I need. This is what I want.
Yeah, you shake his hand, and you have to like clean yourself spiritually.
Yeah, the energy is dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
I did think of that, but I was like, you give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to start not only arguing with people and then going, you're an NPC. Like, that's just way out of line for me. But
well, then just don't do that.
Well, I've screamed at people. I have a buddy that I grew up with, and we did music together. The way he acted was so cold and emotionless that I screamed at him. And this is before I knew about reptilians and stuff. I just went, you're a reptile. You're a reptile. Anyone as cold as you is definitely cold-blooded reptilian.
Right, because you knew then. You didn't know you knew it, but you knew it. So get back to the story.
Okay, so twinkle lights everywhere. Okay. Have you been noticing the lights? Have you been seeing with your 2 eyes, or is it your third eye activating, working alongside your 2 eyes, but you just staring straight ahead, seeing flashes of light, orbs, balls of light, little flash bulbs of light, little twinkle lights.
White wisps.
White wisps. Sorry, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. Okay, like cloud shapes that are pretty obviously something like dragon or elemental or flat bottom cloud. Those are usually ships. I hate to tell you that, but we're covered with them. They're all over the place.
Yeah,
it's one of the other
day
things.
there were real clouds out. Yesterday,
I know
we had real clouds.
When you have the real clouds, there's a sense of goodness
wild,
over the air.
Yeah, we got excited about it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have moments I dare not talk about because you would say, nah, that's too coincidental. And I'm like, nah, the journey is taking me to a different place where I'm such in a belief that it's occurring that nothing could change that. It doesn't really matter what you do. You could cause all kinds of chaos around me. And I'd be like, well, that's great for you. You're messing up everybody's stuff. You're going crazy, but it doesn't change the fact that shit's still there and happening. So, but I've been seeing it. It started the other night doing dishes. Now I've seen this already for a while, but it's really occurring. So it started with the dishes. I was seeing flashes. They weren't flashes though. They were like groups of light, like little lights, and they look like they were like blink, 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 right?
Yeah,
like twinkling.
Twinkle lights.
And I'd go, did that just happen? And I turn one way, and then they would be happening again in multiple spots around me. I'm almost expecting one day for those twinkle lights to fully expand outward. So they just keep twinkling, and then it creates a bubble of some kind of lights, and then something is going to occur. Mm-hmm. But it was happening. It wasn't crazy. It was making me aware of it though. And then, all right, so during Lionsgate, your twin flame connection should be getting very strong. Those who are looking for their twin flame will possibly be finding them, just as family members are reconnecting. Twin flame relationships begin to get
sure.
You find a new closeness and a new intimacy with your partner.
Sure.
So Paula and I
found a new closeness and a new intimacy with each other.
But it's next level stuff. Places where you most people that are breaking free of the construct and the matrix itself, when you have said love in the past and then now you're experiencing love, it's like 1,000 times stronger or more, and then you don't think it could get stronger and it could get even more stronger. It's like that kind of stuff. So they talk they have in books that the act of being intimate with someone can create like an aura for the two of you. And things like traveling and information could be sought and found. Also high aspects of higher self pleasures and things like that. Mm-hmm. So the other night, Paul and I were experimenting, and I was trying to explain. You want to explain it? No. We were kind of in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. And I was. She asked me, what's going on, and I said, hey, you're this area, your lower area, right below your belly button, there's like lights going off, like twinkle lights everywhere. And then I said it to her.
Sacral chakra.
And then I looked again and it was doing it again. And I'm like, no, that's happening. Okay. So it was also happening in other spots on her. And when she said to me, she started naturally etherically translating on the spot. She was like, sacral chakra, And I'm like, yeah, but it's really happening. Like the more movement we have and the more I let myself go, the more it's happening. So it didn't freak me out at all. But my hand moved through it when I was it wasn't on her spot. It was like a few inches above. Right? Like right by the belly, like right below the belly button, right there on that spot. It was just above it, just going off like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa. But that's happening while you're going and you're having your fun and doing your thing. Okay, fast forward. Was it last night? Okay, same experience. We're having our, we're
Together time. Oh, God, Frank.
Right? So right at the moment where you would be like, ultimately, I feel so weird talking about this, but this is some weird stuff right here. I want to know how many of you experience this, because I've talked about other beings, like you can see better while you're having sex. Your third eye works really intensely sometimes, and the energies push. You can travel and see different things and have different experiences on top of the sexual experience. You'll find this other character out there
it's a
having
physical and a spiritual experience at the same time.
It's almost like on the spiritual end, you and your partner could just be holding hands and the energy transfers through your hands. You're having the full orgasmic experience, but you're doing something like viewing the universes, and you're just watching it. It's like a beautiful thing while you're orgasmic, while you're back actually in 3D having sex. Okay, so don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you.
Okay, so check it out. It's that moment, right? I'm like, this has been the most amazing experience. We're going to put the period at the end of that statement of the paragraph. And soon as I like sit back up, I'm surrounded by beings, and they're just staring at me.
Yep.
And they're like, I was like, I'm stuttering again. That's when I get a little nervous because I remember their faces.
Yeah.
I'm like, they were like around the bed looking right in at us, and they didn't look overly friendly.
They're just there to observe.
All right. So it stopped me dead in my tracks, right? It's like you're right there, and then
It's all right.
no soup for you. Right? So I'm like, yo, I almost let one out. I was gonna, you mother. I was angry about that, and I had to stop, and I literally laid down and had to go to sleep. Like it took me out of my game, and then life game on top of it.
Right.
I was scared because I've never had that happen. It's almost like you had a bunch of people over watching that you don't even know, or it was awkward. So I'm wondering if anybody, as I used to talk to other shaman about this, and now at this point, me and Jimmy just shoot stuff back and forth with each other, and then I tell the experiences once I kind of get a little bit of a grip on it. This is happening to more people than just me and you. You don't really see like that, but I had the experience. I talked about this on the show where you and I were doing the same thing, and then there was like a cave in front of us. Like it was almost like we were on a train, a locomotive, and we were the engine and all the moving parts naturally, but outside of the bubble, you're viewing whatever viewable thing it is. I almost felt like as we were doing this, it was creating the ability to see the images and whatever. Well, there was this hole in like the energy bubble we were in, and a giant reptilian head came out, and a light sword just came out, took its head, and pulled the body out of the hole, and the hole closed as if, okay, there's no longer a place for anyone to hide in that crack in the wall. Right. And I was like, what is going on here? And me and you we were having the greatest experience, but I had to stop for a moment when that occurred because it was very 3D. Right. It was a 100% visual moment. So it's like a full DMT blast, and it happens, and then it goes into the background, and you go, oh, really? So I'm at the height of my experience, and this is what's going on. Some of the shaman, when we go under, they're showing us the rituals that are done against us, right? And I've talked about this on the show. I'll see an altar, black and white, and you'll see dudes like covered in blood having sex with women. They're like flinging poo and doing all kinds of weird stuff. There's usually, I'm telling you, there's usually some kind of child involved with something where it's more horror than sex, right? It's like a brutality. Right. With you have no hope of escaping. I've watched this and had to stand there because the ritual was against me. So they're like, okay, do something about it. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm like, this is gross. This is what, and they're like, this is what they do. So you cannot do what you do. This is like what they do against creators. See, this is the side of the game nobody likes to talk about. It makes everyone a little uncomfortable in the room when you start talking about, blood and children and sex. But this is what they are doing. right, against us to make sure during Lionsgate, during this, during that we're not leveling up. They're attacking us moments before. So you're just like, whoa, the world's really going to garbage right now. But the world's not going to garbage. The pieces of garbage are falling away. The wheat is being separated from the chaff, right? Isn't that what they used to say back then? Right? The separation is occurring. So you can visually see it and then choose what you like or not like. You know, I don't like this at all. And it's like, well, I'm conservative, then I'm Republican, then I'm Democrat. How about you be none of that and just be a human being? Right. Right? And
who exhibits kindness.
Yeah, that's it right there. So simple. Yet so difficult to do. Right? Lots of pushing, lots of pulling. My brother was saying to me yesterday, oh, and by the way, I'll be on the Red Cup review, which has nothing to do with spirituality. It has all to do
but it's awesome.
With comic books, comic book toy, action figure collecting, and Comic-Con and all the movies, like your favorite movies, this and that. My brother is the Red Cup reviewer. It's Rob Banks from The Heist, the Count Banks. You could find that on YouTube. You could just type in the Red Cup review, and he reviews all different stuff with my nephew Grayson. It's quite fun if that's what you're into, and you could join us and chat with us. So I want to do that shout out. But he was telling me, so Alex Jones gets banned across the board. And I'm not here to be political with anyone about nothing, but this was my brother's statement to me. Right. So he's like, all right, so they ban him from like 7 platforms, but he's still allowed right now on his own website to broadcast from there. Right now. So the big guys are colluding to take someone out. But meanwhile, you have Nazis, and I mean like the white racist characters, right? You have like all the different race versions of those characters in their sect of people with YouTube videos and channels pushing hatred and disrespect across the board. And you ban, and I'm not here to defend Alex Jones, so people keep it off my wave. But Alex brought a lot of people on board. Then they censor him because they're private platforms, but they colluded as giant groups to just shut this guy down because he was making a dent. You guys got to know that. There's a guy out there that was telling the truth inside of the crazy. All right, like with us, you take the percentage away of what you hear that fits your gnosis. I'll walk away with 5% of what Alex said is truth. There is definitely some funny business, but whatever. There are people doing way worse than him that are allowed to thrive like I almost did it again, like a virus. But it's okay with that. Right. Animal cruelty videos. You're okay with that? You're okay with skinning dogs, but not Alex Jones? But it's a private platform. Shut your mouth and be a human being for a second. Right? This is like, so my brother's he's like, yo, I'm sitting with my friend who's kind of Republican, hardcore, whatever. And he's just explaining it to him. And he's like, well, maybe he should just learn to watch his mouth or we'll just take you off air. And he's like, who's we?
Censorship.
What? No. Who is we? He's like, you're my friend. Yeah. Who's this we? We're coming for your business, your free speech, your ability to market yourself, to get anything done. It starts with him and ends with you. Okay, on a good note, this is going to push the creators of this planet into a position of we need to create something that can compete with them. And y'all better do it quick because this is the change. It's what you want now, right? So if we're manifesting as a group and a collective,
what you want.
Let's manifest what we want. As a group collective. Well, we want a YouTube type situation where we're fully uncensored and can go full blast. Maybe
say what we want
to say. We're fully protected with our right to speak. Like, when did you become such a puss that, all right, if I take out a piece of paper and draw a human being on it, and I'm like, okay, you show me where on this piece of paper this man hurt you. You show it to me. and then we'll take care of him as a family of the planet. If he's that bad, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Show me. You can't show me. You're gonna say hurt your heart for what? Words? Words hurt you? Words hurt you? 200 years ago or less, we'd hit you with a sword right in your face, throw you in a jail underground. What's wrong with you? You've gone from the awesomeness to like Chris talks about. I can't use the word I want to use, but it's like the pussification of everything. Right? Grow a pair. Don't. You can't do this. It seems that they're attacking ideas. You guys realize that, right? It's beyond 1984. It's beyond it. You're far, 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 far past that. Far past that. Really? We're coming for you. So he's like, when did you become opposite side? I'm just asking a question. And he's like, well, I'm just telling you. So now he goes around asking people at his job.
Who is he?
My brother.
Okay.
How do you feel about this? And he puts it up online and he gets attacked. All right? As if he's defending Alex Jones. He just put up a meme, asked a question.
Right. How do you feel?
Okay, then I did it. And hosts from another radio thing, I'm not going to say their names, but there was a whole bunch of them, and they're from a complete different network that are friends of mine that I came from originally, were smashing one of my FearLess family for saying the exact same thing. Like, hey, we can't question this. The things that I had to remove the post. Where on this piece of paper did this man hurt you that bad that you're ready to hang him? That other people have done way worse, but you don't want to hang them. But they're actually doing bad, terrible things. Where's your head at? This game is about to change, and we need to start manifesting what's going on. All right? Hey, listen, you guys could argue points all day long about whatever. I'm going to say this. Private industry is owned and has those characters from the governments and from the black ops and all that running them. They're in there working. People are hired, putting positions. It's a takeover in the private sector. You guys, they're open your heart, open your mind. That's all I'm going to say. Stop being so aggressive against people who are like, hey, check this out. There's a guy over there and he's eating a baby's head. Maybe we should go over there and take a look. Don't punch the guy that said, hey, look, there's a dude eating a baby's head. Don't be a dummy. Let's not be dummies. Let's be smart. Let's uplift and love and greet this head on. Let's become the change together. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yes.
How does it make you feel about me saying something like that?
I love you no matter what.
That last part, the no matter what, just made me feel like, well, she might be just holding it down like my mother does when she's like, I don't know about this kid, but I love him because he's my son.
Stop. Oh, we're not going to be on air next week, Saturday the 18th, because it is Frank's birthday, and we will be doing birthday things. So we will not be broadcasting live, but we will return the following week.
And when we return, we're going to return with the thunder. Thunder.
Sure, Frank.
We got to keep it in. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We love you guys so much. Have fun. Love one another. Upgrade. Release. We're your protection from deception.